6 years after Article 370 was scrapped, where does Jammu and Kashmir stand now? It's been 6 years since the Indian government made the historic move to revoke Article 370, effectively ending the special status of Jammu and Kashmir and reorganizing the region into two union territories. The decision, announced on August 5, 2019, was positioned as a game changer, promising peace, development, and deeper integration of Kashmir with the rest of India. So, half a decade later, where do things really stand on the ground? The picture is mixed. There has been a revival of politics and a notable dip in violence, but recent events like the Pahalgam terror attack have reignited concerns. Here's a snapshot of what's changed and what hasn't. Politics. Back in business, but with limits. The return of political representation in J&K has been one of the visible changes since 2019. Elections were eventually held, and a government was formed. However, its authority is significantly limited. Just before the election, key powers like control over police and administrative services were handed over to the lieutenant governor, signaling that while elections are back, real power still sits with the center. The new government, led by the National Conference, NC, wasted no time passing a resolution asking for full statehood to be restored. It was a symbolic move, followed by high-level meetings in Delhi. Interestingly, the NC took a moderate stance, carefully worded to reflect both its political position and the new ground realities. Meanwhile, the PDP, another major party, has taken a more aggressive tone, calling for a stronger push to restore the old status. This tension between political ideology and practical governance is on full display. On one hand, the chief minister made a strong statement by attempting to revive Martyrs' Day on July 13th, commemorating those who protested against the former princely state's rule. On the other hand, his administration remains constrained by the limited powers it actually holds. Security. A steady decline in violence, but challenges remain. One of the main justifications for the removal of Article 370 was the promise of improved security and reduced terrorism. In many ways, that has held true. Terror-related incidents have dropped dramatically. This year, just 28 terrorists have been killed, less than half the number in 2024. Civilian casualties are also down, and there have been 0 reported incidents of stone pelting, hartals, shutdowns, abductions, or snatching of weapons, common occurrences before 2019. Local recruitment by terror outfits has also plummeted. From 129 new recruits in 2019, the number has dropped to just 1 in 2025 so far. The Jammu region, once a hotspot for cross-border violence, is seeing a calmer phase with fewer security threats. However, this progress hit a roadblock in April this year, when a major terror attack rocked Pahalgam, a popular tourist destination. This one attack alone accounted for nearly all civilian deaths reported in 2025, and it dealt a major blow to the narrative of returning normalcy and booming tourism. The attack exposed a critical flaw in security planning. Tourist areas were not being guarded as closely as needed. In response, the government launched a strong retaliatory operation dubbed Operation Sindoor, targeting and eliminating terror bases across the border. Recently, security forces confirmed that the 3 terrorists involved in the Pahalgam attack were neutralized. While this restored some public confidence, it also served as a sobering reminder that the threat hasn't completely disappeared. So, has anything really changed? Yes and no. There have been undeniable improvements, reduced violence, more political dialogue, and a slowly recovering economy, especially through tourism. But the region still faces a tough balancing act. The local government is trying to assert itself while working within tight restrictions. Security forces are keeping violence largely in check, but the occasional terror strike continues to shake public confidence. 6 years in, the story of Jammu and Kashmir post-Article 370 is still being written. Progress is visible, but fragile. And as recent events show, there's still a long road ahead toward lasting peace, empowerment, and full integration. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.